My name is Lisa. I'm a 40-year-old housewife. I live with my husband, Mark, who is 2 years older than me, and our cat. We've been married for 15 years now. If you asked me if I was completely happy in my marriage, I'd have to say no. One reason is that we couldn't have children. Another reason is that Mark doesn't earn much, doesn't help with housework, and spends his days off just lazing around at home. On top of that, Mark is a total mama's boy. Even though he's in his 40s, he still goes to visit his mom, Nancy, all the time since she lives nearby. My mom gets lonely since my dad passed away, Mark always says. But I know that's not true. Nancy isn't some poor, weak old lady. She's rude and has a terrible personality. You won't believe this, but the other day, I was in line at the supermarket when I accidentally let out a really loud fart. I was so embarrassed that I quickly turned around, pointed at the person behind me, and said, "Wow, that was so rude." Nancy thought this was hilarious and told Mark about it, laughing the whole time. Mark laughed too, but I just felt disgusted. I couldn't believe these were the people I was stuck with. Nancy doesn't have many friends because of how she treats people. Her favorite hobby seems to be bullying her daughters-in-law. If she were a nice person, I wouldn't mind visiting her house. But no woman would want to spend time with a mother-in-law like that. Mark's brother, Eric, and his wife, Sarah, actually used to live with Nancy, but they ended up running away because Sarah couldn't take it anymore. And honestly, I don't blame her. If Nancy's husband were still alive, maybe living there would have been tolerable. But living alone with her, that would be pure torture. Unlike me, Sarah isn't the type to argue. She's quiet and patient. But even Sarah wanted to escape. So just how bad was Nancy's treatment for even someone like her to run away? The thing is, Eric is just like Mark, another mama's boy. He didn't want to move too far away, so now we all live in separate houses but still close to each other. I don't understand why Mark and Eric are so attached to their mother, but as long as we don't live under the same roof, I can tolerate it. If Nancy ever asks us to move in with her, I'll refuse without hesitation. That was a promise I made to myself. But then the other day, Nancy suddenly called all of us, Mark, Eric, Sarah, and me, to her house. "I've decided it's time for us all to live together. When can you move in?" she announced. Just like that, she acted like the decision had already been made. She didn't ask if we wanted to move in, only when. "Wait a second. I don't want to live with you, Nancy," I said immediately. After seeing how Sarah suffered, there was no way I was going through the same thing. "I'm not asking you. I'm asking Mark," Nancy said, completely ignoring me. "Excuse me? If we're going to live together, shouldn't I have a say too?" But of course, she didn't care what I thought. "Well, I don't mind," Mark said. "I mean, it would be easier for you to take care of Mom in the future if we all lived together, right?" Oh, so that's what this was about. He expected me to take care of Nancy. Me? Take care of Nancy? Are you serious? I asked. After everything Nancy had done to Sarah and me, I was supposed to be the one to take care of her? I sighed. No way. Nancy looked at me in disappointment. "Oh, Lisa, how could you say that? I only ever gave you both advice as a more experienced housewife." Advice? That's what she called her bullying. Either way, I refused to live with her. "If you insist on moving in together, then I want a divorce," I said. Mark looked shocked. "Wait, divorce? Over this? Don't you think you're overreacting?" I let out a small laugh. Overreacting? Forcing someone to live with you or making them take care of someone without asking their opinion is definitely a reason for divorce. I had my own job and stable income, so getting a divorce wouldn't bother me at all. Mark had nothing to say after that. Nancy sighed. "Well then, I guess I'll just have to ask Eric and Sarah to move back in instead." Sarah immediately panicked. No way. If I have to live with Nancy again, I'll go crazy. I refuse." But this time, Eric started speaking up. Now calm down, Sarah. Mom might have been a little strict before, but she only did it for your own good. She's sorry now." "Sorry? She didn't look sorry." "Exactly," Nancy said. "I mean, Sarah, you never fight back when I talk to you. That's no fun. So let me get this straight. If a daughter-in-law is outspoken, that's a problem. But if she's quiet, that's also a problem." Unbelievable. "That's right. You should think about your own mistakes too," Nancy added. What? Sarah was completely shocked by Eric's unbelievable words. I stood beside her, just as stunned, unable to say anything. Besides, Sarah, you've been a housewife your whole life. If you get divorced, you'll be in big trouble right away. It's not like you have a job like Lisa, Eric added. Nancy jumped in. Exactly. Sarah, if you keep acting selfish, Eric might leave you. And let's be honest, a woman who isn't young or slim doesn't have many options. What would you do then? I wondered, what exactly was Nancy supposed to be sorry about? Because right now she looked like she was having fun. Sarah, you were cute when you were younger, but now you've gained weight. Come to think of it, isn't this the season when sea lions start moving around? Nancy smirked. Sea lions. Oh, that's a good one. Eric laughed. Excuse me? Are you calling me a sea lion? Sarah's eyes filled with tears, and I reached out to comfort her. But Nancy and Eric kept going. Oh, stop being so sensitive. I was just talking about actual sea lions, right, Eric? They flap their flippers and make noises, just like her. To my shock, both Nancy and Eric started imitating a sea lion, making loud flapping gestures and fake cries. Stop it. What is wrong with you people? I shouted, but Sarah had already run out of the house in tears. I turned to Nancy, furious. This is exactly why neither Sarah nor I want to live with you. And then Mark spoke up. You think you're so special just because you have a job. But let's be real, if you got divorced, you'd end up struggling just like Sarah. Don't you dare use divorce as a threat. He glared at me. Sure, I was in a better position than Sarah. But that didn't mean I could just walk away so easily. But no matter what, I wasn't going to live with Nancy. Without another word, I turned and ran out of the house. I decided to find Sarah and comfort her. After searching for a bit, I found Sarah walking down the sidewalk. Sarah. Oh, Lisa. Her face was full of tears. I helped calm Sarah down, and we went to a nearby coffee shop. Sarah. I can't take it anymore. Eric has been so cruel to me, and he doesn't help me at all. I understood exactly what she meant. Me? Yeah. Eric and Mark are both Mama's boys, aren't they? Sarah. If it was just the words, I could deal with it. But I can't stand it anymore, knowing Eric is cheating on me, and now Nancy is helping him with it. At Sarah's sudden revelation about Eric's affair, I was in shock. Me? What? Wait, what? Sarah. Yeah, Eric's having an affair, and Nancy is helping him. Me. You didn't know. Eric's been cheating on me for years. He kept saying he was going to see Nancy, but he was actually with his mistress. And Nancy knew all along, even helping him cover it up. Sarah was in tears, letting all her frustrations out. I felt so bad for her. She was being mistreated by Nancy and betrayed by her own husband. Me. I get why you feel this way, Sarah. I'm so sorry you've had to deal with this. But why did you put up with it? No matter how worried you are about your future, you shouldn't have to live like this. I thought I was helping, but Sarah looked at me with a questioning expression. Sarah. Why am I putting up with it? It's the same for you, right? Me? Huh. Then Sarah told me a shocking story. After hearing everything, we decided we had to team up and stand up to Nancy and our husbands. We couldn't keep letting them treat us like this, and we wouldn't stay silent anymore. We were going to make them pay for everything they'd done. 1 month later, Nancy called us all over to her house again. Since then, Sarah and I had been quietly preparing without telling our husbands. This was the perfect time. We all headed to Nancy's house. Nancy. Well, I fought it through. One of you will have to move in with me. Nancy brought up living together again. Nancy. I'm getting old, and eventually, one of my daughters-in-law will have to take care of me. It's better to start getting used to it now. Sarah spoke up right away. Sarah. I don't want to live with you, Nancy. I will never live with you. If we have to live together, I'll get a divorce. Her tone was so firm that even Nancy seemed surprised. Nancy. What about you, Lisa? With Sarah's refusal, Nancy turned to me. Me. So you want us to live with you just so we can take care of you, right? Nancy. Well, that's part of it, but I'm also lonely. I prefer living with either Eric or Mark. Since Sarah and I kept saying no, Nancy was getting angrier. Nancy. Are you really saying you can't do something as simple as living with your own mother-in-law? Well, I'm ordering you to live with me. I'll move in with my son, so you have to live with me. Sarah and I exchanged looks and nodded. Me. I won't do it. But how about these people instead? I spread some photos across the table. Eric and Mark immediately panicked. Those photos were proof. They showed both of them cheating, going into hotels with other women, kissing in parks, and more. Me. You two were both cheating on us. You two are so close, huh? And I heard Nancy knew all about it. Sarah. Even though Nancy knew, she helped them create alibis. How could she ask us to live with her and take care of her after all this? Sarah nodded next to me. Sarah. If you want someone to take care of you, Nancy, ask these women in the photos. We're both divorcing you, so we won't live with you or take care of you. Nancy started to panic. Nancy. Trouble? We're not the ones in trouble, right, Sarah? Sarah smiled. Eric. Hey, Sarah, if you divorce me, you'll be the one in trouble. No housewife can survive alone. Eric started yelling. He probably thought we'd back down like before, but we weren't having it anymore. Sarah. Oh, I'm not the one in trouble here. I'm planning on getting alimony from you, Eric. Eric? What? Sarah. I'm also going after the woman you cheated on me with. That should help cover the cost of renting a small apartment and getting my life back on track. I'll work hard to find a job, but I'm going to do everything I can to make it on my own. Me. Oh, Sarah. Don't worry. I'll be here to support and help you. Sarah and I had already agreed to work together and support each other through this mess. With my savings, we'd be able to manage for now. If Sarah got alimony from Eric and his mistress, she'd pay me back with a little interest. Me. Oh, and Mark, I'll be asking for alimony from you too, and from the woman you cheated on me with. Mark looked at me, clearly regretting everything. Mark. I'm so sorry. It was just a fling, just for fun. It wasn't anything serious. Me. Serious or not, cheating is cheating. We've already talked to our lawyer, so you can make all the excuses you want. To them. I handed both Mark and Eric a business card for our lawyer. We'd signed up with 2 lawyers at the same time and even got a small discount for hiring them together. It was a clever housewife's trick. Mark and Eric. Wait, hold on. Let's talk about this. Just, not a divorce. Please? We'll apologize. We're sorry. Both of them dropped to their knees, begging. Nancy, however, was furious. Nancy. Fine. If you both want a divorce, then go ahead. I'm not going to put up with daughters-in-law who can't even tolerate their husband's affairs. Sarah laughed. Before I knew it, she was completely confident. Sarah. Nancy, you sure tolerate affairs well. Is it because you know what it feels like to have one? Nancy flinched, clearly caught off guard. Nancy. Do you what? What are you talking about? Sarah. I heard you had an affair too. I heard from one of your neighbors that you had an affair with a part-time worker at Mark's swim club. Seriously, what is wrong with your family? Compared to all of you, father-in-law was actually a decent guy. Nancy's face turned pale. Who told you that? She demanded. I just smiled. Why don't you ask around and find out for yourself? Sarah and I stood up together. Well, we're going back to pack our things, so we'll be leaving now, I said. Then, with a big grin, I added, oh, and don't forget to keep doing your sea lion impression. It really suits you. We left and headed home, where we had already packed our bags. We had signed a lease for an apartment, so we planned to meet there. Mark kept calling me and Eric kept calling Sarah. But we ignored them and let our lawyer handle everything. A little while later, our divorces were finalized and we received our alimony. Nancy's plan to have us take care of her completely fell apart. Instead, she had to rely on her 2 sons, and now Eric and Mark were fighting over who would take care of her. Messages from Eric and Mark. Please come home. I'm really sorry. Let's start over again. I'll wait for you forever at that restaurant where we used to go for our dates. Eric and Mark kept texting us, begging us to come back. Every night after work, Sarah and I would have a drink together and laugh at their desperate messages. Hey Sarah, where is that restaurant Eric mentioned? I asked one evening. I have no idea, Sarah replied. The place we used to go to on dates closed down a long time ago. I don't know what he's talking about. Sarah and I lived together for a while, but once she found a job, she moved into her own place. We are still best friends and always support each other. Now I'm living a peaceful life, sipping coffee and petting my cat.